What's up, everyone? In this video, we're going to be going over the James Harden saga and whether it was a good or bad idea to have draft him in your fantasy basketball leagues this year. Alright, so first up, we're going to be talking about the current news of the Harden saga. So I have good news for you. If you drafted Harden this year, it's just good news. It's good for you. He practiced today with the team, which I expected because he was in COVID protocols for the last 6 days. So you don't just do that and not go and practice with your team or play with your team. And he's also going to be playing in tomorrow's preseason game, according to the head coach, and I can't think of his name right now. It's blanking on me, so I'm just going to move on. So what this means is he's not holding out this year, guys. So anyone who was scared of that, feel free to breathe a sigh of relief. You're going to be fine. So, what is the potential future of James Harden? Is this going to be another Anthony Davis situation a couple years ago? Because Harden's still going to be disgruntled, and this may cause tension between the front office and Harden, or between Harden and the locker room. And so, a couple of seasons ago, when this was happening with AD, the Pelicans actually shut down AD and then traded him in the offseason. This isn't going to happen with Harden. For the main reason being, AD was 26 when this happened, and his value wasn't going anywhere. Harden is 32, and with each passing day, his value is going to decrease. And that's what I'm going to be talking about in this slide. So the sooner Harden is traded, it's going to be better for Houston because, like I just said, he's 32 years old and his value is only going to decrease. And right now, Houston's just trying to play hardball before the season begins and before everyone is on a team in the locker room daily. They're just trying to get either Ben Simmons from Philadelphia, Brown from Boston, or Bam from Milwaukee, and Bam from Miami, excuse me, or I think it would be like Chris Middleton and a role player or two from Milwaukee. And I do think it's going to be one of those teams unless somehow like Golden State makes an awesome offer to pry away Harden from Houston. But I'm pretty certain that Houston is going to try and trade him to the Eastern Conference. Otherwise, I don't understand why Harden would just only name Eastern Conference teams unless it's just to solely avoid LeBron, which may be the case. So what's my Harden fantasy value prediction for the year? Hold up, guys. Before we get into that, please like this video if you like what you're seeing so far, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, as I'm going to be continuing to upload content all year round. So you wanna check it out. You want to be up to date, and especially with fantasy basketball, because I do feel like I give very good information as best as I could, and I'm getting good feedback from people I have been talking to. So I do want to stress to subscribe to my channel. So let's talk about the potential of Harden's fantasy value. A trade's only going to help Harden's fantasy value, actually. It's going to give him a clean slate elsewhere, and he's also still going to be a the number one option anywhere he goes, which would be Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Miami, or Boston, except a trade to Brooklyn is actually going to really hurt his value because Brooklyn doesn't matter what anyone else is offering him. They are not going to trade Kyrie. They're not going to trade KD. That's just off the table. They both signed as free agents, and they want to build around them. They want to appreciate their free agent signings instead of trying to get rid of them. That's only going to send bad vibes to potential free agents of the future. So let's talk about Brooklyn. KD, Irving, and Harden, if Harden does get traded to Brooklyn, will be in the same situation as Golden State was in a couple of seasons ago with Curry, Clay, and KD. Not only that, Harden's going to be fighting for his opportunities as Kyrie and KD. They handle the ball as much as anyone in the league. And so with that, Harden's going to be the third option on the Brooklyn team, which it doesn't bode well for him. I don't see him being a first round fantasy value player at that point, but probably like a second to third round player. So this is the only situation, the only scenario where I would say Harden would lose value. Any other kind of scenario, he's going to be just fine. So my overall analysis is, for anyone and everyone that stuck with Harden and drafted him in the first round this year, or wherever you drafted him, first overall, 10th, 20th, I don't know. Congratulations. Barring any injury, he's going to be playing with Houston to start the season until they find a viable trade offer. And as long as Harden isn't traded to Brooklyn, he will be in store for another top 5 fantasy season for you. So it was worth the risk, and it looks like it's gonna pay off right now. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Please remember to hit this video with the like button if you find this content helpful, and make sure to subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be dropping fantasy basketball content all season long. Alright, have a good one, guys.